Coach, obviously this was a frustrating night for you guys shooting. Doesn't help that they shot the lights out here. Just start with your overall assessment of tonight.
You said it well. You know, talk about worst case scenarios. I mean, that was the worst case scenario. Just first of all, to start that way, I thought our guys were really excited to play. I mean, you talk about surprised. We've been great lately. We've been so cut in, or even a shoot around. I mean, their energy, their focus. So maybe they're a little too ready, too hyped, and you know, I don't know that the whys are all that important. It's just, it's what happened. You know, it's not why it happened, but I want to say I was very surprised, and we start out the game and miss a few easy shots, and they're making every last shot, some pretty darn tough shots, and then it never stopped. And first half couldn't have gone worse. I did think that once it started going downhill and we're struggling to get anything going and they're scoring, and you know, that frustration led to poor play and scattered play, you know, and turnovers and bad shots and getting away from anything that we really do. So I thought we really lost our poise there in the first half, and it showed, and that's why you're down by the margin we were down, and of course challenged them at halftime. I have seen some big swings in college basketball this year, big swings, you know, in the middle of a game. We talked about some of them at half, that, you know, the game doesn't have to be over. I've seen bigger deficits than that change, and you know, we start out the half and dinged it down a little bit. It's like, if we could get to the next timeout, get that thing to 11, you know, but we could stop them. We just stopped them the whole night, and you know, you're going to have to do that when you're playing from way behind. Blair was unbelievable. Blair's made 4 threes on the whole season, and we are the recipient of a 7-3 made. Unbelievable shooting. Some of them just just tossed in. It was incredible. That wasn't the reason for the loss, but that really kept us from having any chance to cut the darn thing and put any pressure on them to really make it a game. You know, you cut that thing to 11, cut it to 10. Now it's a game, and shots are different. But we never did. We never really stopped them, and made a lot of mistakes from the defensive side. I thought offensively we did a good job the second half, but it wasn't good enough. Not close.
When you see a start like that, I mean, you've always talked about how it's a game of runs and everybody's going to go on a run, but when you're suddenly down 20-2,
yeah.
What do you and your staff say during media timeouts?
Well, I've coached a long time and been in that situation a number of times, and I know the first time I was ever in, it's like, oh my God, we're going to get beat by 1,000, you know. But so many of those times, it does turn around. You know, I've seen that, and so we're trying to get them calmed down. Really, we're not trying to get a fluster. We're trying to just tell, hey, calm down. We're going to be okay. We're going to be okay. And I really thought we would, because I really thought we could score 75, 80 points on these guys. I mean, we scored 74 points and couldn't have had a worse half possibly. You couldn't possibly play worse offensively, and still scored 74 points. So I knew in my mind this is going to start changing, but unfortunately it changed a lot later than I thought it would. But to answer your question, we were just trying to get them to settle down and just start, you know, play the way we play and make some extra passes and don't turn the ball over and those kind of things. But it never materialized really till the second half. I think that calmed them down. But again, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you can't get stops, and we never did really the whole night. A couple here and you know, but we never really got on top of them. And so hopefully we use this. We've been very good defensively, but that's, you know, they've got some real problems for us to guard. Obviously, they've got the guy inside. You know, you put extra people around him. It affects the way you guard the ball screens, because he's such a big target when they roll down, and you know, we didn't handle it well. So it gives us a good indication if we're going to play another 6'11", 7-foot center. You know, we're going to need to do a lot better in terms of our defensive execution and our defensive scheme. So I hope this serves us. Not in any way is it a positive night, but we do need to turn a negative into a positive somehow.
Ethan Shagwa struggled from the field in his first game back. how much was he bothered by his leg in terms of either his mobility or getting some lift
Yeah,
on his
I don't
shot?
think it's his mobility. It's not his mobility. And I hate to ever just, we just got beat. They played great. They played great. They did. They played great. And shot great. I mean, if they don't shoot great, it doesn't look like they played that great, and we probably don't feel quite so bad. But when every ball is going in, no matter what, wherever they throw it in from, it feels really poor. So I don't want to make any excuses, but certainly Ethan, was rusty and did not look like Ethan, and that didn't help us. But why that was, I don't know, and I certainly don't think it was mobility, and don't want to make excuses for that. But it would have definitely helped us if he would look more like his normal self.
You have 2 weeks now until your next game. What do you take from this, just not only just from the team, but just from your staff as well? And how big will this next game be, knowing that you may have another arrival coming in Jason?
Yeah, well, getting Isaiah, JC, so we just, we kind of keep slowly adding to the team, and so we have to keep adjusting. Finals are coming up, and for every player in the country, finals it's tough. It's just really tough, and we try to back down practice during that time. Of course, we can only ask so much of them. At the same time, I am glad we do have 2 weeks. Normally, if you came off a game like this, you'd be like, oh my gosh, we got to get out in another game quickly. Truth be told, I'm actually glad that we have this time, because it gives us time. I don't think we can make a humongous improvement in a couple days of what I feel like, we need to really, really dig into. And hopefully we can, even with finals week. And our next game is no easy, we're going to SEC opponent, Georgia, with one of the best players in America on their team. So not even close to an easy task. But I am glad. I think this gives us some time to examine all that we do now that we have Kendrick and we have Isaiah coming, and try to, make sure, all right, the path we're going on, does it fit with the pieces that we now have? So I am glad about that. Not glad about tonight, but definitely, if you ask me right now, I think it's better that we have some time right now before our next game. Normally I would not say that, but just the nature of the way that we're just kind of adding people, I think it's important.